Well, you got to have fireworks for Independence Day weekend tonight. A six-man, no DQ elimination tag between the Toxic Table and Team ECW. Oh my goodness, this one's gonna be insane.
The following contest is a six-man elimination tag team match with no disqualifications. Last team standing wins with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, combined weight unknown, all from parts unknown, the team of AJ Hawk, Boston Connor, and Ty Schmidt. They are the Toxic Table. If you've been with us a while, you know all about Pat McAfee's Playmates, the Toxic Table, the squad of Beyond Sub-Jobbers, rodeo clowns, desperate to be part of the show. And Myron Schimmelman has signed them to some brutal matches, but tonight, those contracts may as well be death warrants.
AJ Hawk, Boston Connor, and special guest jobber Ty Schmidt. Mayor McCheese, the Hamburglar, and the Grimace, the Toxic Table. Oh man, facing Rob Van Dam, Sabu, and the Sandman. No disqualification. Elimination, six-man tag. Oh dear, they're going to be destroyed. The pain.
Cool. I don't think I've ever heard you do Dr. Smith before.
You have indeed, you contemptible commentarian. Well, guys, I hope they've got 2 or 3 ambulances standing by in the back because here comes the cause of the accidents.
As a broadcast analyst, you've got to stay objective. But as a fan, you're just slack-jawed by the prospect of this 3-man team competing in their element. No disqualifications, no count-outs, by any means necessary. Facing 3 far less experienced opponents, sheep thrown to the wolves. Rob Van Dam, Sabu, and Sandman, the Toxic Table is freaking doomed.
But admit it, Wally, it's gonna be fun.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 612 pounds. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Sandman. From Bombay, Michigan, Sabu. And from Battle Creek, Michigan, Rob Van Dam. They are Team ECW.
Speaking now as general manager, folks, I promised you guys an extra special edition of RWL Snarl, and if I haven't delivered, my name ain't Hangman Takes Lance.
I'm in absolute awe of this team in this match against these opponents, so please excuse me if I mark out a little bit for just a minute.
Knock yourself out.
As a young fan, I was madly devoted to ECW when it was hot during the mid-90s, and seeing the Sandman, Sabu, and RVD working as a unit tonight against the Toxic Table has got to be awesome sauce. Every one of them former ECW champions with single and tag titles between them all, and they are in their wheelhouse in this 6-man elimination tag. No DQ, no countouts, and the referee can declare a knockout on anyone if needed. You would think AJ Hawk and Boston Connor would have smartened up by now. But no, not only does Myron Schimmelman walk them into this match, but they drag in this poor fish Ty Schmidt, who we're seeing for the first time tonight. Possibly the last time, too.
Oh, look at this. How about this right here, the Sandman and RVD engaging in a little bit of a pre-match prayer? Well, if that's not unusual, I don't know what is.
And the very best part of all, the match don't end until all 3 members of one side have been pinned, tapped out, or been declared and able to continue. That Myron Schimmelman's one cruel man. You would think after he had Earthquake come in and squash Boston Connor last month, that the not over-bright Toxic Table might back off a little, or maybe even consider getting jobs doing something else. But here we are tonight, with this week's edition of the Toxic Table, cast in the role of the human sacrifices again. Who's taking baits on the Toxic Table winning this one, and shocking the planet again, like when Boston Connor beat the Big Boss Man in his debut match? It could happen, Tex. Stop looking at me that way. It could.
Yes, Wally, and there is a magic wardrobe, and there is a magic land called Narnia just beyond it. No, Wally. Like virgins being tossed into a volcano, the Toxic Table, Boston Connor, AJ Hawk, and Ty Schmidt are doomed.
I hope that a certain Mr. Paulie sees this match, because he and the Toxic Table are gonna be taking a stroll down a barbed wire strewn memory lane. But I like you better than Joey Styles' Tex.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Cardell. That was exceedingly kind of you. Oh, yes. This week's Human Sacrifice, and it's gonna be a gem. Re-up on those snacks, because it's about to get nuts. Yes, indeed, viewer discretion is advised. Willie Johnson rings the bell. AJ Hawk takes down the Sandman with a running shoulder. Here's a cover. 1, 2, but Sabu right there to break it up. Goes back over the top rope. AJ Hawk goes to work on the Sandman. Has him up. Gut wrench powerbomb with a sit out. 1. To his credit, he's trying to get a pin at least. AJ Hawk back up on his feet. Takes himself to his corner, tags in Boston Connor. Here comes the Hamburglar. Oh, man. They lock up. Sandman, whip to the ropes. Connor ducks under, drop toe hold, takes the Sandman down. Boston Connor going for a cover. 1. But only just a 1. The Sandman powering out too easily. A fist drop from Boston Connor. The Sandman getting back up to his feet, but hard right from Boston Connor. Boston Connor stretching the leg of the Sandman, follows it up with an elbow to the inner thigh. Ouch. Here comes AJ Hawk again. So far, Ty Schmidt has not participated. Hard right from AJ Hawk. The Sandman catches the shoulder. AJ Hawk doing a little bit of showboating here as the Sandman makes his way to the corner. Here comes Sabu. This ain't gonna be good. AJ Hawk collides with the Sandman. Sabu, rebounds off the ropes. And here's a whirligig. Sabu covers. 1. But only a 1. AJ Hawk, obviously still too fresh. Hard right, spins him around. Sabu with a pretty nice suplex. Inverted, I might add. Sabu moves in on AJ Hawk, follows it up with a stomp to the shoulder. Look at this. Sabu fighting the hand that feeds him, literally. Oh, man. Sabu with the hard whip to his team's corner. Not going to tag anybody. He's calling for a running bulldog smack center ring. Face first into the logo. AJ Hawk tags in Boston Connor. Sabu with a very nasty bulldog and a very nasty cover. 1, 2, but only 2. Boston Connor fires out. AJ Hawk quickly taken down with a leg sweep by Sabu. Sabu going after Ty Schmidt as well. Look at this. Going after anything with a pulse. Boston Connor trying to break it up, and Sabu gets hung up on the top rope by Ty Schmidt. Back into the corner goes Sabu. Ty Schmidt comes in for the first time. Head first into the turnbuckle. Up into an electric chair. Look at this. Ty Schmidt takes himself up to the middle rope. And what in the heck? Oh, wow. What a nasty DDT. Ty Schmidt goes for the cover. 1. I don't know, the ECW original's getting out extremed over here by the Toxic Table. Well, that's just not going to fly. That's a concrete kite. Sabu counters, gets back up on his feet, delivers a kick to Ty Schmidt. A series of elbows to the leg of Ty Schmidt. Man, like 5 of them, too. Oh, man. Rob Van Dam comes in for the first time on the tag. Ty Schmidt beating it out of town. I don't think he wants any RV. Here we go. Ty Schmidt gets himself a trash can as an equalizer as Rob Van Dam goes after Boston Connor and AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk tags Rob Van Dam with a shot. Ty Schmidt goes behind with a side suplex on RVD. Smashes the arm to the canvas. Ty Schmidt goes for a cover here, but not even a one. Eddie Johnson might have took too long getting there. Rob Van Dam. Look at a power dropper on poor Ty Schmidt. RVD goes for a cover. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's a wrap. About 4 minutes and 20 seconds for Ty Schmidt, courtesy of RVD. How appropriate. 4:20. AJ Hawk with a sit-out powerbomb on Rob Van Dam. RVD counters with a clothesline, takes him down, goes after AJ Boston Connor as well. RVD locked up by AJ Hawk. He's got him all the way up. Long vertical suplex with, oh man, with a jackhammer style. A little bit of Goldberg right there. RVD whipped to the ropes. AJ Hawk with a headbutt. Well, that was pretty impressive. I'll have to give him his due. RVD up against the ropes, getting his arm yanked by AJ Hawk. Hawk with a tag, a clothesline, takes RVD down, and here comes Boston Connor. Ty Schmidt already eliminated. We're down to just these two. From the toxic table, RVD going for another pin. 1, but only 1. Boston Connor and AJ Hawk having lost Ty Schmidt at 4:20. That is just too good. RVD caught up, slammed down by Boston Connor. RVD drags in the Sandman for the first time. Oh, there we go. It's going to get crazy now. The Sandman has him up in the pile driver position, shows him to all 4 sides and tags him with that beautiful pile driver. Cover 1. But AJ Hawk breaks up the pin. Not looking good for the toxic table, I got to tell you that. The Sandman countered by Boston Connor. Couple of hard rights, a left, and a spinning clothesline takes the Sandman down to the canvas. Sandman being stretched by Boston Connor. Boston Connor makes his way to the corner, tags in AJ Hawk. The Sandman still ain't up. AJ Hawk moves in on the Sandman, but the Sandman rolls out of the ring, rolls himself back in, locks up with AJ Hawk. Hard whip to the ropes. Drop toe hold on the Sandman. Sandman steps out. Here comes Sabu. AJ Hawk charges, catches a leg sweep from Sabu. Sabu, a stomp to the shoulder of AJ Hawk. And into a blatant choke. Well, like I said, this was not going to be a last match. No DQs, no countouts, no nothing. Sabu, with a hold of that trash can, tries to save it for a rainy day, takes himself out of the ring. AJ Hawk collides with Sabu. Whoa, man. Gravity flapjack right there. Face first into the floor, went Sabu. Hard right from AJ Hawk. And another. Sabu. Locked up by AJ Hawk. This ain't gonna be good. Has him all the way up. Another long jackhammer style suplex. Spinning headbutt. All right, well, AJ Hawk must have been doing some practicing at home. Lines up the arm on Sabu and snaps it. AJ Hawk takes himself back inside the ring, gets a hold of that trash can, but again, nobody using the trash can just yet. AJ Hawk goes after the Sandman, and Rob Van Dam brings RVD into the, draped over the ropes, hard clubbing overhand right. Sabu locked up by AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk whips him to his team's corner. And, Sabu counters with an elbow, gets out of the corner. Gets a hold of AJ Hawk. Nice little power slam right there from Sabu. Sabu makes his way out. Here comes the Sandman. Again, 6-man elimination tag here. They don't stop until one team's all gone. AJ Hawk with the trash can. The Sandman sitting up on the top turnbuckle waiting for him. Here's a kick to the gut. Man, hip thrust right into the lid of that the base of that trash can. AJ Hawk tosses it to the Sandman. A series of shots takes Sandman down to the canvas. AJ Hawk whips Sandman into the corner. Oh man, AJ Hawk currently in control for the toxic table. Only 2 members left out of the team. Sandman counters with an elbow. Locks up AJ Hawk. Lines him up. Russian leg sweep. Down to the canvas goes AJ Hawk. As the Sandman beats it out of town. And here it comes. Sabu. Little drop kick to the knee. Takes AJ Hawk down. Sabu. Hard forearm. He's got a hold of the trash can. This ain't gonna be good. Oof, found him. Sabu. Found AJ Hawk with that trash can, putting a nice dent in it. One. Still wasn't enough. He's gonna have to hit him with that trash can a couple more times. Sabu. Quickly saves Boston Connor is AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk with a knee to the midsection of Sabu. A series of shots. A hard shot to the midsection. Sabu. Up over the shoulder of AJ Hawk. There's a little Oklahoma Stampede right there. Running power slam with a cover. 1, 2. Now it's close to a near fall as we've gotten so far, but so far nothing. Sabu. Tags in RVD. RVD. Up on the top rope. Quickly stopped by the Sandman, but RVD wound it up. AJ Hawk goes after Sabu, but no good. RVD gonna go after him, make him pay for the mistake. Whip to the trash can. A series of shots. Rob Van Dam. With a nice suplex on AJ Hawk. Up over the top rope, out onto the floor goes RVD. He's got a shovel. And he knows how to work it. He's just tagging AJ Hawk in every available spot. A running spear takes RVD down. But, AJ Hawk in possession of the shovel. Oh, man, right on the top of RVD's head. A series of shots with that shovel. That is, oh, man. RVD may not be good anymore. Okay. AJ Hawk teeing off with that shovel. RVD finally disarms him. Tags him with a series of punches and kicks, and down goes AJ Hawk. RVD, battered and bleeding, nails him with the rolling thunder. Nicely done. Rob Van Dam shoves AJ Hawk towards the opposing corner. He counters with a kick to the head, gets back up on his feet. Rob Van Dam with a running drop kick takes AJ Hawk down to the floor. Rob Van Dam rather gingerly making his way to the apron to go get himself a little toy. He's got one. This ain't good. Barbed wire baseball bat. AJ Hawk catches a series of shots from Rob Van Dam. RVD goes after Boston Connor too. Boston Connor taunting RVD. He's gonna pay for that. Rob Van Dam got a hold of him and Paul slams him head first into the apron. RVD taken down by AJ Hawk. Hawk moves in with a headbutt on Rob Van Dam. RVD rolled over AJ Hawk. Rounds him up again. Brainbuster. That was a nasty one. AJ Hawk rounds up Rob Van Dam again. Scoop slams him hard against the floor. Man, what a match this has been so far. To their credit, the Toxic Table still hanging on with just 2 members. RVD still laid out. Another spinning headbutt from AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk gets RVD back inside the ring. Rob Van Dam trying to get back to his feet. AJ Hawk gets a hold of him. A clothesline takes RVD down. Followed up with a second one from AJ Hawk, who steps over, rounds him up, and there's a third clothesline to RVD. AJ Hawk tags in Boston Connor. To their credit, this match has gone longer than I thought. Boston Connor with a forearm takes down RVD, goes for the cover. 1, 2, no good. Rob Van Dam powering out of the pin. Rebound off the ropes, a running leg drop from Boston Connor. Boston Connor gets swept by RVD. RVD rounds him up. Has him locked up. Hard whip to the Team ECW corner. Spun out to center. Moonsault from RVD on Boston Connor. Here comes Sabu again on the tag. Boston Connor laid out. Here's a stomp to the midsection from Sabu. Sabu follows up with a stomp. Here's a cover from Sabu. 1, 2. And the Hamburglar is gone. Oh, AJ Hawk all by himself with a shoulder on Sabu takes him down. 1, 2. And I guess the Sandman believed that Sabu would get up all by himself, and he sure as hell did. AJ Hawk's busted open too. He's the only one left out of his team. Boston Connor laid out over there. Another flying shoulder from AJ Hawk, and here's another cover. 1, 2. And again, no. Sabu refusing to go down. Barbed wire bat. AJ Hawk tags Sabu a couple of times. Tags him again. Sabu counters, disarms AJ Hawk. A kick takes down AJ Hawk. Sabu rounds him up again. Hard whip to the Team ECW corner. Here comes the Sandman on the tag. Boston Connor just regaining consciousness here. Air assisted shoulder between the Sandman and Sabu, and look at this. The Sandman indicating that the end is near for AJ Hawk. Hard whip to the far corner. Sandman with the barbed wire bat tags him 1 over the head, tags him 2 over the head, tags him a 3rd over the head as Boston Connor makes his way out of here. Man, the Sandman covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. ECW, Team ECW defeats the Toxic Table.
15 minutes and 45 seconds. Your winners, Rob Van Dam, Sabu, and the Sandman. Team ECW.
All right, no big shock here, but the ECW Pioneers laying waste to the Toxic Table, just about as expected, and it was a beautiful thing. What a show-stealing match. More Snarl when we come back after this.